Pagan, it's good to see you again. It's been a while. And I've already spilled my guts about the problems that we have been having. I thought maybe it was you who simply forgot and didn't care about us, and you just went into whatever. And I was already beginning to think that you're just typical of them, our leaders, who say, we liberated this country, what else do you want from us? So I would ask you to simply not dwell too much on what I put there in the text, because it was coming out of that frustration. Having said that, I hope you heard what I just said. I agree with you entirely with your analysis of our current affairs, of the situation our country is in. I completely relate to your statement about the government being absent from our lives on a daily basis, from the lives of everyday people. The only time they show up is when there is war or when there is taxes to be collected. But other than that, we don't have government in our lives to provide justice, to provide safety, to provide basic services. I agree with you that suffering is what defines us all across our country. And there is no leader to champion our need for a moral leadership. A country that has to have somebody we can refer to as the father of the nation, or somebody who can become, Governor Cuomo in New York in the midst of COVID-19. We don't have a government that can assure us that everything that they say, for example, they talk about elections. I agree with Comrade Pagan's analysis about the absence of government from our lives every day. The suffering that our people go through every day is what has come to be the definition of South Sudan now. Today I watched a clip from a Northern Sudanese who was telling people on video that it is South Sudanese who are creating 99% of crime in Sudan. What is these people? They said that they were going away. They voted and they became a different country. Why are they still here causing us havoc? So suffering has become the definition of South Sudan. We have a government that says we will hold elections, but they are not doing anything that suggests that the elections are even possible in that environment where there is no peace, there is no security arrangements, there is no constitution, there's no money, country's broke, the legislature is handpicked. We don't know how we are going to have elections in that kind of environment where people cannot even campaign, where you get arrested or killed for talking. We don't have our resources, because our resources have been siphoned off to foreign countries by a few families. I agree with you in saying that many people today are saying maybe it is time now, even before elections, that we take our country back from being hijacked. And that perhaps one way to do it is some people going into the bush, and other people are saying maybe we should just have a peaceful protest and have ASEAN Madani. So what are we doing with all these realities that we all agree on? What should we be doing? What are you yourself doing or suggesting by way of how do we change these realities in the immediate sense and medium term and long term? Because it seems like these are fundamental problems of the state establishment, and the state has not been established. That is why we don't have judiciary, we don't have security, we don't have peace, we don't have services in the lives of everyday people beyond Juba. So, and we don't have people who are united. Everybody is like now trying to run away with their piece of South Sudan and be Cholo or be Bari or Eastern Equatoria, where everybody is saying that South Sudan is not a country that they want to be proud of, because it has not granted them anything. So they say many people say either we get rid of this current government so that we can really reestablish our country anew, or we all give up. So what do you see being the immediate possible things that we can do collectively, but also individually, people like yourself who have the charisma, they have the liberatory history behind yourself, you have a lot of respect among South Sudanese, although that I begin to doubt that nowadays, of course, because South Sudanese are so divided. So when I say South Sudanese have respect for you, I don't know how many South Sudanese still respect you as a liberator, but I'll leave that to you. What should we be doing collectively and individually?
Thank you, Professor Dokmat, for your comment and also for your question. We agree that this regime has literally destroyed the country, captured the state, and took it to war, divides the people, and it is looting the country, and it is not doing anything for people, for anybody in the country. Now, what can we do? We're saying that we need to come together. That is to say, all the South Sudanese stakeholders, whether the political parties or the civil society or the judge and the various sectors of our society, we have to come together to have a serious national dialogue around a table and through consensus, so that we developed and adapt a nation and a state building project, a clear project to how to build the state itself. What are we going to do to build that state so that we can have rule of law, a state that is based on citizenship and equality of all the citizens, where there will be no discrimination, where we agree that the country belongs to all of us. And if we have that, a state building project and a nation building project with a clear vision, definitely the people must clear this regime, must take back the country from this regime. And if this regime is not changed, is not removed, South Sudan is going to disintegrate. And South Sudan has already fallen into chaos, and it is in disorder today. And more of this regime will just make the situation worse. We will become stateless, and the country will disintegrate. So it is time to rescue the country now. And I believe even today, the national mood is that of taking the country. As for the means, I come from the schools that say we use all means possible and legitimate in terms of the objectives we pursue. And therefore, the combination of these tools are very important. Most importantly, the need to develop the popular movement for our people to take back their country and their state is key and very important, because it involves the participation of the people, and this the work of development of the popular movement for peace and transition to democracy is not a short-term, one-day sort of event. No, it is not something that it is not like a party that you send invitations to people to come to participate or to attend the party. No, it's a lot of work of organization, a lot of work of awareness creation, a lot of work of mobilization, and some of the work needs to be done in various sectors of the society, particularly the most active sectors. You can see already in South Sudan, the popular movement is there. It started with the establishment of professional associations, like the medical professional associations that were able to go for strike to demand for the raise in their salaries or payment of their salaries or improvement of condition of work that they are in. Our professionals and workers in the oil fields have also organized themselves into a trade union. They have launched a strike. It was successful, and it is being responded to, and their demands are being met. Some are still, but this is subject for other battles. The teachers have organized, and they are organizing more. Government employees are being threatened, but they are organizing to demand for their salaries, payment of their salaries, improvement of their salaries, because basically their salaries have lost total value because of the depreciation of the South Sudanese pounds, and the looting that is happening is even making the state poor. It is not poor. South Sudan is not poor. It has a lot of resources coming to it from oil. There's a lot of gold that is being mined, but it is being looted. The proceeds are being looted. by individual leaders, the same culprits. So the development of popular movement is a very important key in the hands of our people to bring change and to rescue the country. Of course, this will be complemented by the army struggle, but also the need to develop the consciousness among those who are having arms or armed struggle as their tools. They need to be very clear. Armed struggle is waged as a political struggle using arms to achieve a political objective. So the need of national consciousness and the need to have a clear political objective to transform the country are very important, and move away from this warlordism where you rebel to be integrated back so that you get some positions or some more rights. This is not going to bring change in the country. So I believe South Sudanese need to come together, and this is not about individuals or personalities. I'm talking about us as a generation, the present generations of the independent South Sudan. We are the founding mothers and fathers. Put aside the liberation struggle. Of course, it is a continuation. But from the beginning of establishing the state, these are our tasks. Now we need to build a state that is capable of serving our people. We need to build a state that is capable of providing leadership to build a nation out of the members of the various ethnic communities and ethnic tribal groups, and transform them into citizens belonging to South Sudan. And citizens, all of them, they come together as equal and as the subject of the very state itself. And this state is to serve the citizen. And the citizen must have the power to elect their government as servants, their leaders as servants, not as people, despots who come to lord over them. This is not what the liberation is about, and the independence is also not about having despots and corrupt elements who purport to be leaders when they are not providing any service to the people. They are disqualified in that sense. So that is a task on our shoulders, I believe. Thank you.